trending, feeling it like.
How's it going, guys? It's Bob back here with episode 2 of the WWE Universe mode. This one is going to be the first episode of Raw. We're going to see the first matches here now. We're going to kick things off with one of these mini tournaments, the qualifying matches, this one being for the United States Championship. If you don't already know, we're going to be hosting these little mini tournaments to decide the first champions in this Universe mode series. So as I said, this one's been for the United States Championship, and the first participant is Chris Jericho, and there he is, just in the distance. You can just see him there, his flashy jacket. So the qualifying match is going to be taken on Raw and SmackDown. Episode 3 is going to be on SmackDown. This one's going to be based on Raw. And as we progress and get the people that enter the finals are going to be held at the Payback pay-per-view, which is the first pay-per-view in the Universe mode. And there the guys will battle out. The winners of these mini tournaments are going to battle out there for the championships. So the first participant there is Jericho entered the ring. Obviously got the walls of Jericho as one of his moves. Many people tapped out to that, so hopefully we'll be able to get that into progress into the next round. So we'll move on to see his opponent now. Jericho picked later on in the draft, I think he's around number 15, and his opponent is Apollo Crews. He picked number 3 in the draft for Raw, so quite high up the ranks. Hopefully he's going to prove himself why he was picked so high up in this now. So WWE Universe proving himself to everyone. And there he is. Obviously we mentioned how versatile he is with his powerful moves and his acrobatic ones as well, especially showed by that gorilla press, showing his strength into the moonsault being his finishing move. Obviously power and athleticism shown in that. Crowd favourite here, I think. A lot of people behind Apollo Crews wanting to progress in this one, so we'll see how it goes there. Wearing them gold pants in this first episode. As we progress through the series, guys, feel free to leave comments on how I can improve. Also, if you want to see any specific storylines or superstars, even custom ones, you that people off the creation center, you want to see them in the Universe mode, feel free to let me know. I've already got some ideas using some superstars and storylines, but any guys, feel free to drop in the comments. I'll try and implement them into the series. So yeah, guys, just let me know ways I can improve as well. Just pop them down in the comments below. So there's Apollo Crews. We'll get into the match. There is Chris Jericho. There's Apollo Crews. Let's get into this. Apollo Crews running Jericho home to get a good start there with a big boot, putting him down the ground, stamping on him, kick on the back, stamping on him again. Very important to get a good start in these matches. Big strikes by Apollo. Relentless, really. Stun him up, gets a rope, but Jericho managed to reverse after about the 10th strike, going for the Insiguri. Apollo ducked the big shot there. Going up to the middle rope. Asking Jericho to get up. What's he going for here? Big drop kick there off the middle rope, right to his face, bad hooks right on Jericho there. Again, just stamping on him. Jericho Apollo for a move, but reversed by Jericho with a fine carry move. Big elbow by Apollo into another drop kick. Loving the different types of drop kicks here. Apollo Crews keeping those in his game. Going for the grappler, Apollo now. Big Samoan drop there, showing his power, as we mentioned earlier. Picking him up, no, Jericho reversed with the arm drag. Planting his arm down there onto the shoulder, looked quite nasty. Irish whip to the ropes, sending him over the top. Who's going for here? Looks like he's going for a big suplex. Lands it there, Jericho, nice move. Slow start for Jericho, but looks like he's starting to get back into this match, which is what we wanted, just stamping on his face. Going for the pin, thinks that's enough to put him away. I don't think so. That'll take more than that to take Apollo Crews down. As he said, he wanted to prove himself why he was selected for that number pick. Nice heel kick there, lovely by Apollo Crews. Rolling out into that heel kick. Going for another grapple, but no, Jericho slips out of it. Bang into the reverse neckbreaker there. Lovely move. Very back and forth. Apollo now with the arm into a big shoulder block there.
That stop might have only lasted a second, but it's going to be felt tomorrow. That may be felt for a lifetime.
Apollo Crews going for the move again, but no, Jericho blocks it. Apollo into a big block, nice, into a power slam, lifting him up there, again showing that strength.
Here's Crews with some offensive.
Looks like he's going up to the top rope now. What's he going to be going for here? Big body splash off the top rope, lovely move there. He's going for the pin. Will that put Jericho away? 1, 2. Kicks out at 2 there.
I don't think he's done nearly enough to get the 1,
Not
2,
enough to put
3.
Chris Jericho away. Getting the signature now. He's going to go for it. Is that standing shooting star press? Yes, he gets it. Great move there by Apollo.
He's sending a message to the entire WWE
Apollo Crews dominating this match at the moment, but no, Jericho's switching it up.
Yeah, I didn't see that one coming, Cole.
What's he going for here? Another suplex, I think, by Jericho. A bit of a stall on him on there, showing his strength. Showing that he's got strength as well as Apollo. Jericho going for a bit of a roll around there, straight up to the top rope. Jericho going for a high risk maneuver this time. Asking him to get up. Jericho off the top rope, what's he going for? Crossbody lands it, nice by Jericho there. Rolling out smartly by Apollo Crews, taking a breather by the looks of it. Going back in the ring as Jericho comes out, just taunting him there. Going for the grapple. What's he going for here, Apollo Crews? Sending him out through the ropes there. Looks like he's going over the top here, Apollo going high for it. Lovely move by Apollo there, diving over the top rope to the front flip. Big, I think it's called a con high-low, something like that. That's a lovely move there. Straight in landed in the crowd by the looks of it. So Apollo now looking to take things on the outside of the ring to deal more damage to Jericho. Getting him up against that barricade, reversing though by Jericho. He's got a signature now of his own. It's a big DDT there, planting right on his head. That can't be good for Apollo. That floor is certainly not soft. Apollo now sending back into the ring, going up to the top rope himself. This time Apollo's asking Jericho to get up. What's he going for here? Big shoulder block off the top rope, lovely there by Apollo Crews. Again, just showing the vast move variety he's got. Apollo now sending Jericho into the corner.
What they're going to do next. Me too.
Looking to stamp at him, reverse by him, flip back off Apollo. Getting into the corner, but no, again Jericho reverses. Going up for a big move, planting down on that knee. That can't be nice at all. Nearly got a finisher now. Jericho just taunted him, having a little bit of a relax, but as this match has gone so far, he should definitely not be relaxing. I think Apollo's got it in the bag at the moment. Nice reversal there, big boot again by Apollo Crews, lovely move. Again, just kicking the back, stamping the back, working the upper body of Jericho, hoping to take him down. Reverse, Jericho's got a finisher. Will that be enough? Will he go for the code breaker? He's gone for it, he lands it. Is that enough to put Apollo Crews away? Will he be able to kick out before the 3 count? He does, kicks out just before 3. I had to concentrate on that one. Apollo Crews with the comeback move now. Going for it. Jericho gets out the ring. Where's he going? Apollo Crews bringing him back there with a big belly to belly. Will he have time to get this comeback move in? Nearly out. He's gone for it. He's got it. Lovely by Apollo. Going to the corner with that big splash. Signature move there. Will he get it? Big clothesline there with that popping back up. Lovely there by Apollo. Bringing Jericho to his feet. Taunting in his face, giving him back what he got before. It's the big Insaguri. Lovely move there by Apollo. Apollo Crews charging the finisher now. What's he going for? Will it be that gorilla press to moonsault or the spinning sit out powerbomb? He's going for that gorilla press. Will he get it? Yes, he does. Lifting him up there, showing his strength. And then there's this athleticism into that moonsault. Lovely move for the pin. Is that enough to put him away? 2, 3. Apollo Crews with the first victory, dominating that match really, proving why he was picked at that number 3 spot for the Raw brand. First of all, big body splash off the top rope, goes to the pin, but it wasn't quite enough to put Jericho away. So yeah, Apollo with the first victory of the Universe Mode series, starting as he means to go on. So he's now advancing to the Payback pay-per-view. He's secured his spot in the final for the United States Championship. There's a big standing moonsault there, one of his signature moves. So yeah, his opponent's yet to be decided. A lovely flip over the top of the ropes there, and there's that moonsault after the gorilla press, and that was enough to put him away. 1, 2, 3. So yes, his opponent will be decided at a later date, but he has secured himself that spot in that final for the United States Championship. So he's there just celebrating his victory. Probably slightly easier than he thought. He made light work of Chris Jericho there. However, he did put up quite a good fight. Didn't manage to get a Walls of Jericho in, which probably was the reason why he didn't win. He managed to get that code breaker, but it wasn't enough to put Apollo away. Right, guys, we move on to the second match of the episode. Right, guys, moving on to the main event of Raw for this episode. This is going to be a qualifying match for the Universal Championship. Again, one of these mini tournaments we're kicking it off with. And there's our first entrance into this mini tournament for the Universal Championship. It is Kevin Owens, Raw's #1 draft pick. So like Apollo Crews coming out to prove himself, he's got to prove he was deserving of that #1 pick. He's got to beat the opponent, which is going to be put in front of him, which we'll see in a minute. Again, there's going to be 4 participants in this mini tournament, 2 appearing today, 2 more in a later episode. But yeah, Kevin Owens has got a point to prove in this fight now, showing why he should have been Raw's #1 pick. Many other big superstars got drafted. Shinsuke Nakamura, obviously Apollo Crews you saw earlier, Brock Lesnar, so some big opponents on the Raw brand. So yeah, he's got to put up a good fight here to prove himself. So let's see his opponent then. So it's going to be Kevin Owens facing the Lunatic, Dean Ambrose. That is opponent for this mini tournament. Dean Ambrose draft pick at the #5 position. Slightly lower than I think he would have imagined for himself, so he wants to prove himself and show Raw that he should have been drafted higher. So he's got the opportunity here now to show the WWE Universe he is deserving of that the main title on the Raw. But first he's got to get past the tough opponent of Kevin Owens. So let's get into the match. There he is, Kevin Owens. Fight on his t-shirt. Both guys will never back down from a challenge. Walking into it, guys, meeting each other. Big shots there by Kevin. Right into the corner, lovely start by Kevin. Big strikes. Again following up by another big strike. Lovely there by Kevin for throwing Dean Ambrose. The start he wanted by the looks of it. Picking him up. No way. Dean Ambrose there, reverse it, planting right in his head. Obviously he's going to be wanting to work on his head throughout this thing to set him up for the DDT. The Dirty Deeds, which is finishing move. Again, work on the head there, nasty strike to the side of his face. Kevin getting up, reversing it, dragging his arm down, showing his power. For Kevin Owens' size, as you know, he's a very athletic athlete. Can pull out the big moves, like that moonsault off the top rope. Go for an elbow there, but misses. Getting back in it though. Moved by Kevin, showing his speed, lifting him up. No, just slips out of it. Dean Ambrose pushing him away. Going for a big powerbomb by the looks of it. Lovely by Dean Ambrose there, displaying his strength. Going up to the top rope, you don't see this very often by Dean Ambrose. Will he be going for that lunatic fringe elbow? I doubt it at this stage in the match. He's not got a signature, I wouldn't imagine so. Big missile dropkick off the top rope there by Dean. Showing that he's also got the moves off the top rope, not just Kevin Owens. Big boot there as well. Dean Ambrose controlling this match in the early stages. Got the momentum over Kevin Owens. Signaling the end already, forming the Bullet Club with that torn there. Kevin Owens again going back to that move. Kevin Owens going to the middle rope now. Big rolling senton there, right into him. Off the ropes, looking for that big senton. He lands it with the combination there of the rolling senton off the middle rope into the senton. Kevin over for a springboard, flinging himself in the ring, but no, Dean Ambrose gets out of the way. Rolling out though, Kevin in some big strikes to the double. No, he's too slow there. Running out of stamina by the looks of it. That is one problem with Kevin Owens' size. He needs to work on his stamina. Dean Ambrose rolled him over, going for the pin. I don't think that'll be enough to put Kevin Owens away. No, he kicks out there before the even one count could get there. Trying to get him up, but no, Kevin Owens fighting back. Going for a grapple now. Big knee drop into that senton again. Loving that move at the moment, Kevin Owens is. Got a signature now. Taking him into the corner. Is he going to go for that running senton in the corner? First he's got to take him down. He's done it there. Going for another style of senton he's got. Signature move, lands it in the corner. Lovely there by Kevin Owens. Looks like he's going for the charge finish, but he cancels it. Goes for a grapple now. Sending him up onto the ropes. Looking like he's going for an oh my god moment like Apollo Crews did. Will he be going for a diving? No, he's coming outside of the ring. Or he might be going for that nasty powerbomb onto the apron. This will not be good for Dean Ambrose unless he can get out of this now. And he does, he reverses it. Pounds him on his head, not managing to get that. He was definitely going for that big powerbomb on the apron, but doesn't manage to get it. And now he's blocked Kevin Owens. Dean Ambrose has got a finisher. And Kevin Owens won't be able to do anything about it at the moment. He's got to get that back. There we go. Looks like he's charging that finisher, but no. Kevin Owens gets the ropes, cancels it. Big headbutt by Dean Ambrose. He's now got a signature as well. This is not looking good for Kevin Owens. That powerbomb might have been enough. He might have had to pop him back in the ring, pin him for the 3 count. But no, Dean Ambrose reversed it while he was up on his shoulders. Kevin Owens kicking away off that knee. Going for a big move, rolling up his body. Going down to a big bomb. That's an unusual move there. Kevin Owens going for a grapple, but no. Dean Ambrose sliding it into a backdrop of his own there. Lovely there. Going up to the top rope, I believe this is going to be that lunatic fringe elbow we were talking about earlier. Will Kevin Owens be able to avoid this? He'll be in trouble otherwise. No, he's not. Lands right on his head there. Dean Ambrose with 2 finishes now. Picking Kevin Owens up, but no, reverse it. Big shot to the gut there. What's Kevin going here? Looks like he's going for the package power drive, but no, flips him down to the side. Great move by Kevin there. Quite similar on damage, but obviously Dean Ambrose has got those 2 finishes in the bag. Kevin's got to avoid them if he's got any chance in this match. Going under, ducking over. Go for a move, but no, Dean Ambrose reverses it. Reversing there by Kevin Owens, lovely. Reverse again, back and forth action by these 2. Punching there. Looks like he's going for the dirty D's. Kevin's got no reversal. He can't do much about it. Planting them right in his head. Into the pin. Is that enough to put Kevin away? 2. Kicks out a late 2 count there. Nearly had him there with that dirty D's, but the problem is he's got another one. And he's got a reversal. Can he get out? Kevin Owens there reversing the dirty D's. But no reverse there again by Dean Ambrose. Getting back into it. He's without reversals there. Running Bulldog. Just managed to kick out that dirty D's before. Dean Ambrose going for the second, which surely would have put him away. But somehow Kevin has managed to reverse it. And he's got a finisher of his own now, which is good. 2 elbows there. Right in the chest of Kevin Owens. Stamping on him now. Picking him up. Got a signature, Dean. Reversing it again there. Going for the finish of his own, pop-up power by looks it up against the ropes, picking him up, putting him down. Lovely finisher there. I love that finish of Kevin Owens. Is that enough? 1, 2, 3. That's enough to put him away. Kevin Owens getting the victory there, proving why he was picked for that #1 draft spot. Kicking out the first dirty D to begin with, reversing the second, waiting a bit longer, and then finishing with that pop-up powerbomb. Lovely move right with centres there. Obviously seen that one in the corner. That's a lunatic fringe elbow with Dean Ambrose. There's that first dirty D planting Kevin right in his head into the pin. Kicking out the 1, 2. Just before the 3 count, he nearly had it. He then there reversed the dirty deeds, which surely would have been the end of Kevin Owens. Then into that pop-up powerbomb. Lovely finisher straight into the pin, and that was enough to put Dean Ambrose away. 1, 2, and 3. There we go, Kevin Owens celebrating that victory there. Deserving victory there, I reckon.
That was a huge win. Looks like it's back to the drawing board.
But great result there, proving why he's that #1 pick. Dean lying helplessly in the middle of the ring.
I actually anticipated intensifying.
Right guys, that is the end of episode 2 of this universe mode. That's the first qualifiers for Raw, so we've seen Apollo Crews advance to the final for the United States Championship, and Kevin Owens advance, beating Dean Ambrose there to go into the final for that Universal Championship, which will be played at Payback pay-per-view. In the next upcoming episodes, we'll see who their opponents are with some other qualifying matches. But next into episode 3, we'll be moving on to SmackDown, where we'll see 2 matches again: one qualifying for the Intercontinental Championship and the other for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I hope you enjoyed the content, guys. Please leave comments down below, as I said, on ways so I can improve and storylines or superstars you want to see in the universe mode. Just keep it coming in, guys. It'll be able to help me out massively. And I hope you enjoyed it, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Being in it like